Hello everyone. I did a video earlier where I talked about the protest that they said happened in Imo because Mr. Peter Obi was with Nasir Rufai. And because of the conversation, I think I said something that I felt was so profound, and I'm also going to share them here. You're going to watch the video later. But I just decided to do this because I know there are a lot of people who feel conflicted seeing Mr. Peter Obi alongside former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, saying all that he did and all he did as governor, things he stood for, and the things he altered and all of that. I'm one of those people who is also conflicted. Like I said in the video that you're gonna watch very soon. Anytime that think about the fact that I will be in a place where I'll be associating with Nasir Rufai, either talking, doing one thing or the other. I think about that theater, and in my head, I'm like, am I betraying that theater? Am I betraying, for those people who were unjustly arrested, for those people who were killed in Kaduna State, who didn't get the protection that they ought to have gotten, and all of that. It's a very hard one. But like I said in that video you're going to watch shortly, if Mr. Peter Obi is going to be president by the grace of God, of the good, the bad, and the ugly, and in working towards getting that presidency, because you need to be president first before you can give good governance. That was something I read, a statement that Chude Jidonwo had made in a class I took recently. And so if that's the case, that means he has to also work with the good and the bad and the ugly, associate with the good, the bad, and the ugly. And at this moment, the greater good of what our country will get by having a Mr. Peter Obi as president, and we all of us holding him accountable, is much more than the pain that we feel say him associate with say him with Nasir El-Rufai. Nasir El-Rufai has a nuisance value that is very important. And for me personally, I would say to you, as this as we go on towards 2027, I know one thing that Nasir El-Rufai wants a lot. He's very vindictive, and you see it even in his book, even as a child who was hurt by someone, he kept pouring sand into that person's food. One thing for me that I know for sure is that he really wants Tinubu to be defeated. Nobody is mistaken on the fact that, oh, Nancy Rufai suddenly loves Peter Obi, or now knows that Peter Obi is the best for Nigeria. He always knew. It's always about Nasiru's interest. So on this one right now, the interests align with what we want. His interest right now is to ensure that Tinubu does not get re-elected 2027, period. He's not in love with anybody. He doesn't not like anybody. He's smiling, forget it. If you think that they say, nah, there's nothing like that. All he wants is that he wants Tinubu removed 2027, and that aligns with whatever goals that you and I have currently right now. That's the goal that he shouldn't come back. He read this way it's off. He should not be allowed to read this way back again. So if those goals align, so what we have now is an alignment of goals. It's not personal. Has nothing to do with whether you like him, you don't like him. Whatever feelings you have about him stays there. All we need to do is to focus on that goal. Eye on the ball. So as you watch the other video that I did, that I felt I needed to talk about this particular issue. I just want to say to you, especially to the people of Southern Kaduna and the Middle Belt people, please look at this as a matter of the greater good is way more than the pain. I know it's painful. I know the pain. I can't even begin to understand that pain, but I know there is that pain. The pain that you see with Mr. Peter Obi associating with Nasir El-Rufai. He has to associate with everyone if he's going to be president for the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? And right now, let's just focus on that goal that has brought us together. Thank you so much. And please watch the other part. Seeing Peter Obi and Nasir El-Rufai is a very hard one. for a lot of people, myself included. And for those who supported, who are supporting Peter Obi and seeing all the things that Nasir Rufai did as governor of Kaduna State, and his utterances, his actions. I mean, anytime I see Nasir Rufai, I'm thinking about that theater. And even though we've met, we didn't speak. Uh, because at the during that ADC this thing unveiling that they did, I was in the row behind the first row, right? So he came there, he was greeting the person directly in front of me. I didn't being in that place alone. And anytime I see him, honestly, I think about that theater. And in my mind, I've played several scenarios. I'm like, because as we go on, I know definitely time will come where it will be inevitable where we'll be sitting in the same room, sitting in the same thing. And half of the time I'm thinking, I think about that and I think about the Adiata. If you don't know, the Adiata is the critic of the government, of Nasser Israel's government, APC's government, everything. And that was disappeared. He was abducted from his house in August 2019. And up till now, nothing has been said about him. And there was a time that Nasser Rufai's son, there was a tweet that he made that alluded to the fact that, oh, when he was doing this, you people were quiet. Now the hand don't touch him kind of a tweet. People are like, and there have been a lot, some this have said that, oh, the guy has died. And some has in my mind, I just hold on to hope that this guy will just miraculously come out of where, he had been kept. So, and I'm thinking, would I be betraying him? It's a very hard one. And then you think about the people in the middle belt. How would they feel? People of Southern Kaduna, how would they feel? That kind of a thing. But one thing that I know, like I've tweeted before, I said Nasir Rufai has a nuisance value. And that's what we should focus on. Politics is not a love affair. I've said it, I've always said it. This, for me, this is my test of really that politics is not a love affair. Because I'm like, gosh, I have to be, does that mean I have to be working with this person in the same room with this person? Gosh. But like I said, politics is not a love affair. It's going to strain you because you're talking about being leader of the good, the bad, and the ugly. So you cannot associate only with the good. You have to also associate with the bad and the ugly. But it now depends on whether you allow the bad and the ugly to be the bigger part of what you do or you allow the good to be. So I want to say to every one of us, yes, a lot of us will feel bad, angry, pained, seeing Nasir El-Rufai with Peter Obi. But let's understand that in politics, you have to deal with the good, the bad, and the ugly. Politics is not a love affair. And so you want to be leader of everyone. These things will happen. But there must be a line, of course, where you don't allow the bad and the ugly define your administration or be the one that is stopped there. I've said something also, good must be more tenacious than evil. Don't stay away because you saw Nasir Rufai in the room. Be more present, overwhelm whatever it is Nasir Rufai represents to you. Be there. Because staying away in the room will only give more chances for that to occupy the space. You've been there before. You'll continue to be there. And we'll build that Nigeria that works for everyone. So I do understand. But this thing that they are trying to do now, that one is gimmick. But I do understand the pain that a lot of people have thinking about, you know, Nasir El-Rufai, when they put Nasir El-Rufai together with Mr. Peter Obi. I say, how do they, how can they, how would they be able to? They're talking about middle, especially when you're talking about middle belt, Southern Kaduna, and all of that. Then we must find a place where we understand within the pain that there's a goal that we want to. There was a class that Chude Jidon took us a few days ago. And there was something he mentioned that was very instructive. He said you have to first win the election to give good governance. You can't give it from outside. And so sometimes there are people you have to associate with that ordinarily you wouldn't. But because of voting, and voting is about everyone, like I said earlier, if you're going to be the president of the good, the bad, and the ugly, you must associate with the good, the bad, and the ugly during the campaigns. Thank you so much for watching.